Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Ooh, welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by SeatGeek. This is episode 357. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin, and I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
Happy Monday, folks.
Breaking news.
You got breaking news?
No, you've got breaking news. You've got a rant. I want to hear this.
You know me. If you were to guess my top 2 fears, what would they be? A little bit of a challenge.
Well, it's nothing to do with like critters or anything like that, because I've mentioned my fear of scorpions coming out that direction, out your way, and you don't really seem to be bothered by that. So I'm guessing it has nothing to do with any sort of wildlife or anything. Heights, you don't seem like a heights guy in terms of not liking them. You seem all right with heights. That seems to be 2 pretty common ones for people. I don't know. What would those be for you?
Number 1's the ocean. Terrified of the ocean.
Okay.
Terrified of deep water.
Yep. Deep, dark water. Yeah.
Can't
We've talked
do
about
it.
this.
Yeah, that really gets to me. Second one, you're actually incorrect. Spiders. Yeah. Daddy don't do spiders. And you've been to my place. You've seen our little balcony that kind of like overlooks our little pond right there. Because of that pond, a lot of flies, a lot of skeeters, a lot of spiders, a lot of stuff on our patio. Sometimes it gets a little too hot here to go outside and enjoy it. I think everyone knows that. It's Arizona. So every once in a while, the patio goes a little untouched. I, myself, love our view. I love waking up and going out there. It's one of the first things I do. I get dressed, I go look outside, see what the day looks like, right? Look out our patio window. Spiderwebs have been there. It's understandable. It's okay. I'm not seeing the spiders. I'm just seeing the webs. Fine. I'll get to those soon. No big deal. This time, spiders aren't like, between the webs aren't like between the chairs or the table. It's this giant web, like Charlotte's Web, like cartoon style web, up this pillar and on the railing and kind of just connecting that way. In the middle of this web is a full-grown sized grasshopper. A big-ass grasshopper. Fine. Grasshoppers don't bug me. Whatever. Crawling around on this grasshopper is arguably the scariest spider I've ever seen in my life. It's out there right now, as we're speaking. Could be inside by now. Could be moving pillows around on my bed, getting himself comfy. Could be making a new home in one of my shoes. I don't know. But I can't go out there unless I'm prepared. So I'm going to have to go to like Lowe's or Home Depot today, possibly don some PPE, and possibly get some... I was thinking about using my gun. I don't know. I don't know what to do. It's like, it's this massive, big, fat butt spider going to town on a full-grown grasshopper. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. To say I'm terrified would be an understatement.
Well, I think you're thinking of this completely wrong. I think in your mind, you're still thinking of that place as your own.
It's his now.
Your
You're
pillows,
right.
your bed, your shoes. That's all his now.
You're right.
You are there to serve him now.
Yeah.
So as long as you come to terms with that, you'll be okay.
Maybe I should just muster up the strength to ask if he's willing to pay rent.
That's bold. It's real bold.
I have to yell it through the window.
So Nate
terrified.
and spiders do not work.
Mm-mm.
Got some baseball related news here for us. This really, I gotta say, this got my Monday off to a good start. I posted it. I'm sure you've seen it by now. But just a little attendance nugget here for you baseball fans out there, because I would imagine that's why you're listening.
Or spiders. Could be
Or spiders. If you're a big pro spider person and you just like hearing about the terror that they cause, Nate. Per MLB Communications on Twitter, this weekend's attendance of 1,518,016 was the best weekend attendance across Major League Baseball in April of May in more than 6 years. And then it says, with 1,518,016 fans from Friday to Sunday, MLB had its best weekend attendance for April and May in more than 6 years since April 7th through 9th of 2017. This weekend was the highest attended for a 45-game slate since June 21st through the 23rd of 2019, and with 546,569 fans, Sunday was the highest attended non-opening day before the start of June since May 19, 2018. I just love that, man. There's nothing like starting off your week being reminded that the sport is far from dead, that it's thriving, that people, at the end of the day, just needed some decent weather to really get the ticket sales up. Like it's hard to imagine or to expect people to go to baseball games in a city such as Minnesota when it's 35 degrees out and drizzling. Nobody wants to sit out in that.
No.
So, good for baseball. That put me in a great mood to start the week.
Good for baseball.
Good for baseball.
I like it. Big fan of baseball.
I like baseball too. Big fan. Speaking of this weekend, let's run through some series results from the last few days. Starting us off here, the Yankees with a sweep of the Reds. Aaron Boone and David Bell both get ejected in Sunday's finale. Yankees, a team we'll touch on a little later, have won 14 of their last 19. The Bronx Bombers
actually
are
pretty
booming.
wild. Yeah,
booming. I don't like that. I don't like where this conversation's headed later in the episode. Not a fan. Nationals over the Tigers. Nationals tie their season high with 18 hits and send Miggy off with a rocking chair. I just had to include that because I saw a picture of it, and he looked like he was really enjoying himself.
I didn't see the rocking chair. Did it look good?
They look good, man. He
It's made with bats.
Adding to his collection. Yes.
Something creative like that.
No, maybe. One of those three.
Just
yes, no,
generic
maybe.
Old man rocking chair.
He was enjoying himself, man. He's been retired mentally for the last couple of years anyway, so it just,
Would you prefer a rocking chair or a hammock?
Well, this side of 30, I'd probably prefer a hammock, but if you're Miggy with that body that's seen some miles,
that's a good point.
A hammock would be tough, especially you're not getting any younger. A hammock would be rather difficult.
Thinner. I'll be the first to say that. He's definitely packed on some LBs.
It's not even the LBs for me. It's just the mobility, if you will. Like
or lack thereof.
Correct.
Did you see that
lumbering around?
Did you see that chase? It was like last week. It was a little squibber up the line. Him and Rich Hill, the most unathletic bang bang play I've ever seen. It was hard to watch.
That's peak athleticism.
Yeah,
peak athleticism. Speaking of the Pirates, the D-backs took their series over the Pirates. Pirates have come back down to earth, going 4-13 in the month of May after starting 20-9. So
It's a good story.
don't give up on the Pirates
story.
just yet. Don't give up on the Pirates just yet.
That division is trash, so keep working.
Anything's
Stay
possible.
with it.
Phillies over the Cubs after extending their losing streak to 5 in the series opener. The Phillies won the final 2 games of the series. Craig Kimbrell is now 1 save shy of 400.
Cool.
For those of you keeping track at home, Braves over the Mariners. Friend of the pod, Jared Schuster. Not a lot of people remember that we chatted with Jared Schuster. It was a little bit under the radar. We got him shortly after the draft. Yeah, shortly after the draft, first round pick. I believe first round pick. First or second. He was up there.
Sure.
A lot of promise following the draft, but we got him on there, had a little chat with him. He gets his first major league win on Sunday. Braves won 2 of 3 for their first series win over the Mariners since 2011.
What?
When they
I guess, yeah.
When they swept 3 games in Seattle.
Playing each other a ton.
Yeah, not a ton. But things have changed in 2023
Things have changed.
With the schedule. Do you like, side note here, do you like the schedule format this year?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah, cool with it. I do think, I think every city should have an opportunity to see a superstar.
Yeah.
You know? And I like the limiting of the divisional stuff, especially because I think we're headed for a realignment. So I like it. I think it's going to build up some time, between. Like, I think I saw something that the Yankees don't see the Blue Jays again until September.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's just going to leave plenty of time to cook any of this little feud that they have going on. I'm not calling it a rivalry. It's a feud. But either way, I like how this is happening. And, yeah, you should have an opportunity to see every team, whether it's, watching on TV because your team is in that city or that team is coming to your city.
Yeah, rare dub for Major League Baseball.
True.
Good for them figuring this out. Let's see. The Orioles sweep the Blue Jays. O's make a statement in the division. Baltimore's first 3-game sweep in Toronto since April of 2005.
Hello.
That's back when Manny Ramirez was on the cover of MVP. Just to put things into perspective.
2005. Who was on the 2005 Orioles? That's tough.
Melvin Mora. Well, no, let me correct myself.
I'll pull it up.
The game was MVP 2005, but the rosters were the 04 because it's always the year prior. So that would have been 04. Melvin Mora would have been on there. Was Jay Gibbons still on the team?
He was.
All right.
I have his autograph.
Do you really?
Yeah, weird one to have.
Look at that pull.
I was pretty unhappy when I was a kid. I didn't understand steroids yet, but when you find out that he did them, I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. Forearms the size of quads, so
yeah. Was Alomar still on the team at that point? Or no, I'm sorry, not Alomar. Harrison. Or was that?
No.
Okay.
Hairston?
Harrison.
No. I don't think he was there yet.
Yeah, that was pre. Who else we got on that? Who else we got on that?
Miguel Tejada.
Okay, I figured.
Rafael Palmeiro. Brian Roberts. BJ Surhoff.
Still in 05?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Javi Lopez. Sammy Sosa. Whoa.
People forget, man. People forget.
Dropping some big names on here. Eric Bedard.
No, would have never guessed.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got for you. The rest of them are me.
I got a few there. Rays over the Brewers. Willie Adames homers on the 2-year anniversary of his trade from the Rays to the Brewers to help Milwaukee avoid a sweep. Astros sweep the A's.
Duh. What's the watch? What are we at?
Where are we at? No, we'll get to that in the standings. Framber Valdez throws a 4-hit shutout on Sunday. 3rd time Oakland has been shut out in the last 10 games and 7th time this season.
Hang on. Say that slower one more time.
It's the 3rd time the A's have been shut out in the last 10 games, and it's the 7th time overall this season.
And we are...
It's not even June.
They've played 48 games. 7 of them have been shutouts.
Yeah.
Over under when it's all said and done. I'm going to put the line at 24.5. Over under number of shutouts they have this year. We got to come back to this. I think we need to make
times
notes
they
of
get
these.
shut out, not
yes, correct.
shutouts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking the over, dude. They're not. Is this going to be an episode by episode reminder? They're not a Major League Baseball team. They're just not. The Athletics did not. Hey, they're not a Major League Baseball team, but a little positive note here. The Athletics did not allow a home run on Sunday to snap a franchise record streak of 23 straight games where they allowed at least one home run.
There you go. Snapping streaks.
So the home run buck stops at 23 games.
That's crazy.
The White Sox sweep the Royals, get their 5th win in 6 games. Cardinals over the Dodgers in a very surprising series. Cardinals have won 11 of 14 after starting 10-24. Rangers sweep the Rockies. Texas scored 31 runs in the sweep. It's most in a 3-game series since 2018 against the Twins of Minnesota. Giants over the Marlins. Giants have won 5 of their last 6 as well. Angels over the Twins. Get this. Shohei strikes out 9 on Sunday and has hit safely in 13 of the last 14 games he has pitched, hitting .415 over that span.
Wait, what?
He has hit safely in 13 of the last 14 games he's pitched, hitting .415 in those games.
I love that nugget. And that's something I've always been curious about that I've never really paid too much attention to is how he does at the plate when he's pitching. Right? And that's
pretty well.
That's such an argument, like, because you talk about DHs, that is a big struggle for a lot of guys to be a successful DH, because it's like that's all you think about is only hitting. And then when they get the opportunity to get in the field, they feel a little bit better. They're more involved, and their brain isn't just focused on hitting. That's pretty impressive. I kind of wish he would just. I wish he would play the outfield. I know it's never going to happen, but I would love to see him in right field.
Well, with the whole two-way conversation, I do remember that being a point that a lot of the traditionalists were making pre-universal DH, where they were just saying it really goes to show you, like, if this is the route we're taking, it kind of shows you how you could make the argument that pitchers today are a little more mentally soft because they can only focus on their pitching,
right,
whereas they used to have to worry about both if they were concerned with hitting, because of course you're going to have your guys who just go up there, watch 3 pitches go down the pipe and go back to the dugout. But Shohei is like, no, I got to do both. And by the way, I'm going to do both extremely well at a very high level. So, good for Shohei for showing the rest of baseball just possibly how mentally weak they could be at times. Just an observation. Just an observation.
It's insane.
Red Sox over the Padres. Red Sox take 2 of 3 from their longtime buddy Xander Bogaerts. Padres finished the series on Sunday by beating up Corey Kluber, who should be DFA'd any day now.
I just want to say I'm going to publicly say I'm not a big I don't bet very often, but I always like when someone asks me for advice to place their bet Paige's dad was like texting me like 5 minutes before that game, and he's like, what do you like about, like, tell me, what do you think about Red Sox Padres? I was like, well, Sales look good last few times out. Musgrove still isn't quite there yet. He's like, all right, I'm going to take the over on 4 runs in the first half. And I was like, okay, perfect. Sure enough, gets the over. I think they had 5 overall runs in the first half of the game, and exactly what I said. Sale looked good. Musgrove has it. He's just not there yet. It's getting there.
Yeah.
Just sort of pat myself on the back.
Hey,
yeah.
Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
Need a little of that.
No, I'm all about that. A win's a win.
Making money for other people.
Corey Kluber not likely to be DFA. That's just more my sentiment, my hope, my wish. Get this guy off the team. Guy stinks. Guy's washed. I don't like throwing washed around. I've said that before. I don't like throwing that around, but this guy's washed. Like it. There's a tweet that I have saved to my phone. I don't even remember who put it out, but it basically says, what exactly did the Red Sox think they were getting from Corey Kluber at this point in his career? Like, what did you think you were getting?
Is he, he's basically in baseball jail, right? Like how Ellsbury was with the Yankees for a while?
Yeah, Phantom IL stint probably coming following his next start if all does not go well, which is in Chase Field, I believe, next weekend. So yeah, get this guy off the team. Guy stinks. You can bring up a young guy to give you the same output that he's given you, and at least let him develop. Kluber's washed. Kluber's done. Get him off the team. Guy
Your opening
stinks.
day starter too.
Don't even. We have video footage of you breaking that news to me when we were doing our. That's when we were getting our. Yeah, that's when we were getting our branding shoot out in Phoenix, and I was like,
oh yeah,
posing for some individual picks, and you broke the news that Corey Kluber was the opening day starter, and I didn't believe you for a second, but it turns out that he was, and I regret that.
Now he's in purgatory.
Now he's hopefully off the team forever. Mets sweep the Guardians. Justin Verlander outduels Shane Bieber, becomes the first Mets pitcher to complete 8 innings this season. Mets have
Heck
had
of a game though.
Very good game. I had my fantasy matchup riding on his outing, so I was very much in tune with that game. Mets have had 5 consecutive comeback victories since going 6-16. Those are your series outcome recaps. Let's look at the standings per Monday tradition. In the American League East, you've got the Rays on top at 34-14, O's in second, 31-16. Yankees at 29-20, 8-2 in the last 10. Red Sox in fourth at 26-21, and the last place Blue Jays 3 games above 500 at 25-22, best division in baseball. American League Central.
That's so wild. So wild.
It never really changes, but it also never gets old. Just being the reminded
last place
how
Blue Jays
good the American League East is.
I never have the same record as the first place Toronto Minnesota Twins.
Same record as the National League Central leading Milwaukee Brewers. It's insane.
That's crazy.
American League Central, you got the Twins in first at 25-22, Tigers in second at 20-24, Guardians in third, 20-26, White Sox in fourth, 19-29, Royals in fifth at 14-34. American League West, Rangers still on top. State of Texas runs the American League West.
Mm-hmm.
Rangers in first at 29-17, Astros in second at 27-19, Angels in third at 25-23, Mariners at 22-24, and last, the Oakland A's at 10-38. Win percentage watch, we're at 208.
Come on,
it's
now.
not even June, and they're 20 games back.
Love to see it. What's up with the Mariners? I mean,
Hold on.
When are we going to take that turn?
Oakland A's run differential of -168.
Yes. What's the record again? It was like 350.
The what?
The record for worst.
Oh no, it's like
differential?
It's like 130 something worst
That
in percentage.
that low?
Yeah.
No. The run differential.
Worst MLB run differential all time. And baseball's modern is according to Wikipedia. Baseball's a modern era since 1900. The 1939 Yankees have recorded the best run differential for 411, while the 1932 Red Sox have recorded the worst at -349.
All right. I was, what'd I say? 350? What a guess. Let's go A's. Do your thing.
Let's go A's. Yeah, to your point, it's the Mariners really need to kick on the burners. Like, what are this hovering thing?
What do you need? What do you need? What more do you need? It's all the excuses. And then you finally have everything in place, and this is what you get. It's just underwhelming.
George Kirby, a bright spot. Logan Gilbert has been sufficient.
Luis Castillo's scuffling a little bit the last few starts out, but I think he's fine.
He set the bar like unreasonably
Yeah,
high to start the year, so he was bound to come back down to earth a little bit. But I feel like J-Rod really needs to elevate his game to more of a superstar caliber level.
I know. He's got all the stuff around it, and I just don't think he's really cracked the seal yet. I don't think he's gotten to that point. We're giving him superstar treatment. He's not there yet. Just got to be patient.
National League East, Braves on top at 29-17. Mets in second, 7-3 in their last 10, have won 5 straight, as I mentioned. They are 25-23. The Marlins in third at 24-23.
Whoa.
Phillies 22-24. And the Nationals 20-27.
Props to the Nationals.
What's
Playing
wild
better
though?
Than what you would expect.
Yeah.
I think I said that last week too.
You did. What's wild is the Marlins are in third with a negative run differential of -54, and the Nationals have less than half of that. They're -21.
Weird.
Braves are the only team in the division with a positive run differential.
Not surprised.
Baseball's a funny sport. Brewers in first, 25-21. Pirates still in second, 24-22. But as we mentioned, they are plummeting back down to earth. The Cardinals on the rise, 8-2 in their last 10. They're in third at 21-27. The Cubs are 20-26. And the Reds are 19-27, have lost 4 straight. National League West, closing it out here. Dodgers on top, 29-19. D-backs 27-20, 7-3 in their last 10, have won 2 straight. Giants are 22-24. Padres are in fourth at 21-26, 2-8 in their last 10. And the Rockies are in last at 19-28.
2 games back of the Padres. Figured out.
Figure it out. Let's talk about some teams that have figured it out. It's been a minute, I feel like, since we talked about the Astros at length, but safe to say that for any concerns from Astros fans, or maybe even teams in the division or the league wondering, like, when are the Astros going to get back to playing Astros baseball, it's safe to say they have hit their stride. The Astros are 9-1 in their last 10 and are currently riding a 7-game winning streak, which is the longest active streak in baseball.
Just got Altuve back too, right?
Just got Altuve back. Some guys that you don't have, though. Jose Urquidy expected to be back on the All-Star break. Lance McCullers.
Same timeline, I think.
Yeah, same timeline. Michael Brantley could get back at some point.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Altuve, a guy that did not. We have mentioned his name, so it's not like he's flown completely under the radar. But Mauricio Dubon was a huge depth piece for them
Right.
in Altuve's absence. They even I saw today when I was doing some digging around, they have him working out at first base because they like what he's doing so much that they're even willing to put Abreu on the back burners for a period of time to see if this Dubon movement can continue.
Well, Abreu's just been pretty underwhelming.
Less than advertised, without a doubt.
Yeah. Slugging 256 this year from Abreu.
Has he gotten it? I can't remember. Does he have a home run yet?
No.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I saw that last week, and I don't think I'd heard anything over the weekend about it, so I assumed he was still sitting with a goose egg. That's not good. What did they pay him?
I want to say it was like...
Was that a 4-year or a 2-year?
It better not have been a 4-year.
I think it was. Why am I remembering it being a 4-year? 3-year. So it was 3-year, 58 and a half.
Oh, boy.
That's
no.
Not great.
No.
I mean, to be fair, at the time, correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't hate the move. Like, we weren't wild about it, but we didn't hate it. And to be fair, nobody saw this lackluster of a start coming.
I mean, I agree, but he's 36, man.
Yeah. 19 and a half per year. Not good.
I don't know. I haven't really looked at the analytics side of it, but you would think... I mean, look, it was known that the Astros were pretty heavy on Rizzo. They went pretty hard after Rizzo, and I think Abreu was the secondary choice. But it's just funny to see you're watching Gurriel have this pretty decent fit in Miami, and that I get it if he's not the everyday guy. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
They could have. I think they. Is it weird to say? I feel like it's becoming less and less of a thing, but why not look at teaching a Kyle Tucker or a Yordan how to play first base? It used to be the thing.
I'm all about positional flexibility. Seeing Mookie get back to his infield roots,
right.
Just seeing guys bounce around, be an athlete.
Yeah,
exactly. Learn a skill. Even at your age, even with your skill package, your skill set,
yeah.
Add to your resume a little bit if you're
right.
willing to do so, and if the team needs you at a certain place. I think it's good for baseball.
Yeah, you got to look internally. It's not like they're going to go trade for somebody, if this continues. I'm sure he's due for a mystery IL stint, some rehab assignments. Because you don't, there's too much of a PR hit if you send a guy like that down. So you got to do your weird mystery injury. He's gone for 3 weeks, gets some rehab assignments, and maybe he gets back on track. But the power numbers are very scary. IKF has more home runs.
Not good for Abreu offensively, but otherwise they're looking pretty good. I mean, you've won 9 of your last 10. But over their 6-game homestand that they just wrapped up, they outscored their opponents by a combined 30-16. They're on pace for a 95-67 record, and their playoff odds are 95. Even in second place, are 95.5%, according to, I believe, Baseball Reference. So
pitching is key. They have it, and they're gonna stack on more. It's basically like a free agent ad. When you add a Urquidy and Lance McCullers, it's basically like a free agent addition. And Michael Brantley's a professional hitter too, so
they need it because You got Luis Garcia out for the year. Who am I missing? Didn't they lose somebody else?
I don't think so. Did they? Someone yelling at us right now.
I thought they lost another arm.
I don't know.
Might be thinking of something else. Yeah, so you got Luis Garcia out. Oh, no, it wasn't an injury. I just remember us talking about Christian Javier a little bit and how he came in with more, I don't know if hype's the right word, but
Yeah.
wasn't exactly what that organization was hoping for out of the gate. So anything you can get to kind of supplement the rotation a little bit, get it back to as close to life as you can.
Didn't Hunter Brown start in the bullpen at the beginning of the year? Now he's getting into the rotation.
Yeah,
I'm crazy for saying that.
He's been throwing it well, hasn't he?
I think he has. Getting the Verlander comps mechanically.
A rookie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know if he got enough service time last year to qualify.
Yeah. Yeah, so like we said, dude,
the rich get richer. They know what they're doing. It's annoying, but like to sit there and count them out in April, it's crazy. You knew this was coming. You're gonna be A-okay.
The Yankees, another team that have figured it out after an iffy start and in last place at one point. What are you seeing in the Bronx?
Well, the last episode I don't remember the matchup that we were talking about. We talked about how like a struggling team. Oh, I think it was the Mets. That's so crazy because they ended up sweeping the Braves, right? I was talking about how like a struggling team going up against a dominant team at the moment can sometimes help them like kick it into gear. And I said that about the Yankees like a week and a half ago when they split with the Rays. Split with the Rays. Yep. They go sweep the A's, and then they take 3 or 4 out of the Blue Jays, and then they go sweep the Reds. So you talk about like a matchup that can kind of get you at like this back against the wall, we need to perform mentality. I started swinging it better. Bullpen looks exhausted. I still think the rotation is an issue. It's not like these issues have gone away, but you have guys that are like stepping up and performing. And Aaron Hicks is gone.
How about it? Yankee fans rejoicing all over the world.
It feels so good.
You sent a text over the weekend, and it was, I don't even remember what you said, and I don't even think you mentioned him by name, but I knew just immediately what you were referring to.
It was the GIF. It was a GIF of like the dugout, and you just see him at the top step waving. And I'm like, yeah, bye, sucker. See ya.
Yeah.
I thought it was happening when they traded for Greg Allen, who is like somehow, some way has the hearts of Yankee fans. Greg Allen's just like a little spark plug. So I saw that the morning of, and I was like, this has to be the end of Hicks. It has to be. And finally it is. And it's not like, I mean, look, he did have some pretty big moments, some pretty clutch things he did throughout the years in some big spots throughout the postseason and things like that. And some clutch defensive plays. But I mean, to see a guy just completely collapse like this and stick around for as long as he did was hard to watch. So it's good that he's gone, but yeah, you just talk about dudes that are just they're stepping up. You know, they're stepping up and filling in their role. It's good baseball. It's fun baseball to watch. All aspects. And Judge has been goodness. Just absurd.
Where with the level of baseball they're playing right now, because did I say they're 8-2 in their last 10?
Mm-hmm.
with the quality of baseball they're playing right now, how does it compare to what your expectations were for them coming into the season? Like, is this what you kind of expected? Are you still expecting it to pick up another level, or?
This is kind of what I expect. Yeah, I think they're still competing for the division. That was my mentality the whole time. Whether they've added enough to go deep into the postseason is a different conversation. I think they're still, really banking on some young productivity between Volpe and Peraza and Cabrera and guys like that.
Who Volpe, by the way, has kind of quietly picked up his numbers because he was slow out of the gate.
Yeah,
he's quietly picked it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I've been offered him in fantasy, and I'm like, I don't want to have him on my team because I don't want to dislike him. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to get pissed if he's not performing. I need to I think every Yankee fan that he has the longest leash. He's got a real long leash. We're very patient with him, and it's like it's okay if he boots a couple balls a couple times in a week. It's like, you don't love it. You're not rooting for that, but at the same time, you're like, you're going to be the guy for a long time. We need to be patient with you. And I'm okay with whatever he provides, but it's when he does have these moments, he's gotten clutch. A lot of 2-out runners in scoring position situations that the whole lineup has been stepping up for. So, yeah, I'm cool with it. So, hopefully guys are coming back. I think they were saying Stanton is on track for, I want to say mid-June. In my mind, Donaldson is an afterthought. But hopefully bullpen starts getting healthier. We need some guys back there. Bullpen's been figuring it out, but it's been like a duct tape and chicken wire type deal.
Oh, as much as I don't want to admit it, keeping it New York, let's talk about the Mets. The Mets have figured something out. I don't even know if it's figured something out. I think the Mets are just now finally playing up to their potential a little bit more. Because with that, and we've said it, with that lineup, with that rotation, it's gotta
go eventually.
Something has to pop off at some point. Like, it's just, you could say that for any number of teams across baseball. The Padres, who I know are catching a lot of heat right now.
Yeah.
So these things just something has to give, and they almost always do. And that's just the nature of the beast of a 162 game season. And the Mets finally have figured it out on their end. And I think the biggest thing for the Mets is that they're figuring things out in the midst of adversity. I don't like throwing that around, but they've had some minor hiccups recently. Like, I know Pete Alonso was
who?
Peter Alonso. My apologies.
Heard of him.
Want to be proper here. Peter Alonso was borderline out with an illness or whatever. I don't know how much that story was, churned up a little bit. I don't know whether or not that was the case, but he came out following that whole diagnosis. I think he said he had the flu or something, which, say what you will about Alonso, I wouldn't wish the flu on anybody, because that's just regardless if you're a professional athlete or an average Joe, the flu sucks. So if he had any sort of thing like that, I can't imagine trying to play baseball at a professional level with the flu. So he came out, I think, that night and just popped off. Starling Marte, a guy who's been struggling. I mean, you got him going out and hitting a go-ahead home run.
Yep.
Scherzer, who's had some issues with some blisters or calluses or something. He's still finding a way to make it work. Verlander, who was also slow out the gate, we just talked about it, had pretty much the best start of any pitcher from the Mets this season last night.
I saw that. I think
Sunday
they combined yesterday for the doubleheader. It was like 14 innings, like 6 hits,
Yeah, Verlander.
something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 14 because I think Scherzer went 6. I think Verlander went 8.
Yeah.
So essentially, what you have with the Mets is you're getting back to what was expected of these star players. Like Lindor is picking up. Pete Alonso never really fell off. Peter Alonso is doing what Peter Alonso does.
Yeah.
So
well, it's the additional pieces, right? Like you need something out of Nimmo. You need something out of McNeil. You need something out of Canna. It's like these supporting roles have to start filling it in a little bit and getting going. You can't just heavily lean on the superstars. You need to have other guys involved. And so, yeah, when Marte goes, when Nimmo goes, I think they both went Yahtzee over the weekend. I mean, those are big pieces. There's a lot of money tied up in those guys, and they have to produce. Catching it's a little, I'm still trying to figure out. The Gary Sanchez signing to me is like desperation mode. So I don't know. Could possibly be a hole. Did you see that Alvarez fired Scott Boras?
I did not, no.
Yeah. Which doesn't, I mean, it's funny because it's like, it's noteworthy because you don't hear about like the arguably the best agent in the game getting let go. So
Alvarez hits a game-tying home run in the 9th last week and just decides he doesn't need
I don't know.
Anymore.
I have no idea. I think it was just some weird internal discussion because of signing Gary, and like the role is getting confusing. I don't know, dude. This is what I fear. I fear that the art of catching and the necessity of the defensive side of catching is starting to fizzle. It's starting to become like we need a catcher that's just as productive as a first or third baseman, and those are really rare to come by. But like, why not let it ride? You know, he's a young kid and one of your top prospects. Like, just let him figure it out.
That's why it makes the O's look like such a special team with their
Adley is he's an anomaly.
The peace of mind you have to have when you have a guy like Adley, I just can't even imagine.
Yeah,
cannot imagine. The Cardinals, we've talked about them a little bit recently. I said I believed in the Cardinals.
You did.
And I've been getting a lot of still even
I still
today,
believe in the Cardinals. I don't believe in the White Sox though. I'm not on that boat.
That's
with
well
you.
documented. Yeah. But even like this morning, like early AM, we're talking like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. I'm getting comments on our YouTube short of the video where we talked about Ollie Marmol needing to be fired.
Mm-hmm.
And
we passed that date, by the way. And then May 19th was my
was
my date. Tough.
I believe in that video that we indicated that, or I, or both of us, or somebody indicated that we still believed in the Cardinals, but that Ollie Marmol needed to be let go. And I don't even want to look at the comments. I haven't read any of them. I don't know if it's people saying, "Oh, this aged well, this aged well."
Probably.
Both can be true. Like, you can still believe in the team, but recognize that you need somebody else leading the charge.
Hello. The logo on my chest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm right there with you. Very much understanding of that.
I mean, look at the Phillies. Look at the Phillies last year.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect example. Like, you can still believe in the team, but need a switch in management.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that 2021?
Yeah. I don't know. Can't keep anything straight.
Did Girardi get let go in 2021? And then last year was Philly Rob's full year?
No. Last year, Girardi got let go.
Okay. Yeah. So, perfect example. Look at the Phillies.
Yeah.
So, I don't need Cardinals fans coming at me for that. But the Cardinals, who began the year 10-23, are now in 3rd place in the Central. Cardinals have taken series from the Cubs, Red Sox, Brewers, and Dodgers, dating back to May 8th.
Again, play a team where you have no other choice but to perform. can kind of unlock some things, get you back on track. That's what
Correct.
happened.
They've reduced their deficit in the division to just 5 games.
Timely hitting and response. I think that was the biggest thing I picked up from this weekend. Was that the Dodgers would punch them in the mouth and they would punch back. And you're getting it from guys, again, those support role guys. Paul DeYoung looks like he's kind of figured something out.
Yep.
So it's good to see certain guys like that come back.
Admittedly, I had kind of written him off mentally.
I did too.
He was kind of an afterthought for me. So
me too.
If you got a guy like that, not to say I'm anybody, like, oh, once Kyle writes you off, you're out of luck. Now, I'm not saying I'm anybody, but just for me thinking
I think
about
a lot
the Cardinals.
of people did. I don't think we're crazy to say that.
Yeah. With the direction they were headed, if you've got a guy like Paul DeYoung, who, like I said, I had written off, if he's contributing to this rise back towards the top of the division, you're in a good spot, because you're not even mentioning guys like Nolan, Goldschmidt, guys like that. But yeah, they have cut their deficit in the division in half. They were 10 games back as recently as May 6th. So
it's up for grabs.
You just wait, baseball fans.
We said it in March. It's their division to lose.
Been saying it since March.
It doesn't change. We should make that a t-shirt.
You know what? I might do that. I would genuinely wear that shirt.
I think you would.
Been saying it since March. People are like, what does that shirt mean?
Like,
That's it.
I've
been saying it since March. I've been saying it since March. That I've been saying it since March. This is common knowledge.
It's true.
Do we want to talk about this? I don't know if we want to talk about this. I feel like we've made too many enemies talking about these City Connect uniforms, because I don't feel like our team, like, it may change on like a case by case basis, but I feel like generally we've made it clear that we're just so out on the concept.
It's not about the look. I think people are misunderstanding that it's not always about the look. We're not attacking the look. At least
unless
I'm not.
It's black pants for Nate, then
unless it's black pants, then I have an issue. It's about the connection,
lack thereof,
with the city. That's my issue. So go ahead. Please read through little descriptions that you have as to how this jersey connects with the city of Baltimore.
This is my favorite. I think with these City Connect drops, this is my favorite thing to do, is just read like their bogus attempt to like make sense of what lackluster product they released. So the Orioles tweeted, "This is what it means to wear Baltimore on your chest." That's the tweet. And then there's pictures with descriptions.
You keep reading. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get something and it's necessary.
Okay. All right. So the first image, talking about the uniform, it says, "From the outside, it looks all black and white. You can't see what you're not looking for. Threaded from the artistic tapestry of our city, the palette is like our people. Colorful, vibrant, and quirky." Okay, I guess I can get on board with that. City of firsts. If you know our history, then you know Baltimore has pioneered many of America's first inventions. So it comes as no surprise that we are the first Major League Baseball, or the first MLB team to design the inside of our jersey. And if you've seen the pictures, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They have the like color palette pattern on the neckline, on the trims of the sleeves. Neighborhoods, it says, "The pattern is a representation of the neighborhoods that shape our city. The grayscale." So this is where some of the confusion was coming in, because they're going, why are the outsides of the jersey so boring? It says the grayscale exterior represents the surface level view people have of Baltimore. Look deeper and you'll find the colorful interior that highlights the vibrancy of the city. Look, that sounds great on paper. I've been to Baltimore. You probably should have stuck with the grayscale. It's nothing to write home about. And I think a majority of people would agree. And I know people are going to be coming at me. Bro, I'm from Baltimore. I'm from, what are they? Charm City? I'm from the Charm City, bro. You don't even know. I literally lived there as a kid growing up, and I've been back. Nothing's changed. So the vibrancy tagline that we're going with here, not accurate. That's all I'm going to say. Across the chest, Baltimore stretches fearlessly across the front of the jersey. It says, we're not hiding behind a catchy nickname, and we don't shy away. We are Baltimore. So for those wondering, like, why is it just plain Baltimore across the front? There you have it. This was the one that they got a laugh out of me. The script B, pulled from the Baltimore script logo on our road jerseys. This B represents the love we have for our city. What does that even mean? Like, look, at times with these City Connects, I'm sure we've sounded like grumpy old men. But at some point, people have to start holding these designers accountable. Please explain that. Because sure, it sounds great, and it's a nice little phrase or a little sentence to throw on a graphic for these uniforms. But just take a second if you're listening or you're reading along on this tweet and just think about, what does that even mean? Because when there's no substance to that whatsoever. This B represents the love we have for our city. What does that even mean? It literally means nothing. There is zero substance to that. And that's the whole point of what we're saying about these City Connects, is that the first year we started with these uniforms, sure, there was connections made to the city. It's not happening anymore. It's just not happening anymore.
The shirt you're wearing connects to how much you love hot dogs. That's what I heard in that statement. Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
The B that we're using means that we love this city. That's how you chose the font? What are you talking about? What does that mean?
That's all we're asking for, is just have there be substance there.
That doesn't connect to anything. I don't understand.
Here's the thing.
What about the aquarium, dude? They have a sick aquarium there, right? They got the harbor. You've got like the giant warehouse. Like, you could touch on that a little bit. I don't. What are we doing?
Here's the problem. And I don't want to spend a crazy amount of time on this because we're getting to the point now where it just doesn't even warrant a conversation. But they're designing these backwards.
Yeah, it's like the jersey comes out first, and then they try to find parts of the jersey.
Exactly. They're like, okay, does this jersey look sweet? Like, can we roll this out? Will people buy this? And then they just start picking apart, like, okay, black and white. People think our city's boring. There you go. Throw that on a social media graphic. And then, we put some color on there to kind of balance it out a little bit. Let's talk about how our city's vibrant, even though it's really not. Let's throw that on a graphic. Like, have some substance and make it accurate. Just make it accurate. We're not asking for much. Make it have substance. And don't try to pull the wool over our eyes. Make it accurate. Like, make it so that the people of the city can be like, they can point to it and be like, yep, they're dead accurate with that. And then lastly here, the slogan, originally penned by Baltimore-based poet and author Kondawani Fidel. You can't clip these wings is a melody that arises from the depths of Baltimore's baritone and will keep us forever flying to new heights. Okay. Cool. I love the saying, love the slogan, big fan. And Nate is doing something here. What are you? Why? He has a sheet of aluminum foil. Oh boy. Oh boy. He's putting on the aluminum foil hat. The tin foil hat. Oh boy. What do we have here? What kind of conspiracy theory we got?
Let's get the
going
tin out.
on here?
I might get in trouble for using all that tin foil.
Yeah, I won't tell Paige.
What if this is on purpose? What if they're so bad that it's on purpose? You know what company is based out of Baltimore?
Under Armour.
Uh-huh. What company is currently taking care of jerseys for the Major League Baseball League of Baseball?
That would be Nike.
Just saying.
So, okay, we're talking about substance here. You're gonna have to give me a little bit more than that. In what scenario does this dynamic play out?
Maybe it's just bad on purpose. Maybe Nike is willing to take the L. They're willing to take the L just to make it that bad about the city. Maybe they hate the city. Maybe all the love that they're saying in this is incorrect. Maybe Nike hates the city because of Under Armour, and they made it look bad on purpose.
So let me get this straight. You're saying that Nike made the jerseys bad on purpose so that people subconsciously would proceed to hate the city and everything based out of it, including Under Armour.
Yes.
That is quite the conspiracy.
I'm going to save this hat for a while. A little man bun on it, too.
I had no idea where you're going with that, but I'm glad you're able to formulate your thoughts there.
It makes sense in my head.
I'm sure it does. You can't clip these wings. Yeah, so look, that's all I'm really saying. Just make it, give it substance. Don't reverse engineer these things where you're just making the jersey and then assigning value to it and trying to pick apart meaning from little splashes of color that you've thrown around a pretty monochromatic jersey. Just like go into it with a vision and then execute it. And then make sure you're not like making something up about the city. Like, genuine question is, and I don't mean this sarcastically, like, is the whole you can't clip these wings thing, like, is that a thing that is like common in Baltimore? Like, does that frequent the streets of Baltimore? I don't know. So it's like, so. That's another thing where it's like, don't give me this history lesson about this slogan, and then you go around the streets of Baltimore. Hey man, have you heard of this slogan? They're like, dude, I don't even know who you are. I don't know what you're talking about. Get out of my face. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Museum of Art, the Inner Harbor, Edgar Allan Poe Museum. Maybe that's the poem.
I saw people talking about the Maryland flag. It's a great concept, but it's not the city. You're talking about the state of Maryland. It's not the same. So like,
right.
I saw some great mock-ups, but that's not what we're going for, as great as they might look. I don't know.
The National Aquarium. I told you, the aquarium's sick there.
It is. I've been there.
What is cool about Baltimore? Nothing.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Tough.
I don't.
Tough look.
Closing the book here. Julio Rodriguez now has his own cereal. Any guesses what they're called? Julios. I mean, I don't know how that's going to pan out. I think
what
it's
are the
sick.
flavors? What are the flavors?
Well, it's basically like Fruit Loops is what I'm seeing.
Julios.
I think it's sick. Like if you're a professional athlete and you have your own cereal. My question is though, and again, asking of genuine curiosity, not trying to slander the guy or the concept. But like how often do those things pan out? Like is that just like a hey, we're putting them out for a season and then we kind of reel in production? Like I just don't know if I've ever seen any of that stuff stick around. Like I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's intentionally like, hey, this is for a limited time only or what. But all I have to say, still cool. Happy for Julio.
Julio is hitting 204 this year with a 656 OPS.
This isn't about a slash line. This is about his cereal.
All I'm saying is that we got to take a little bit more time before we're ready to just hand out superstar status. Know what I mean? Need a little bit more than a really dope home run derby performance. That's all I'm saying. I don't dislike the guy. I'm just saying we may need to pause for a second. Just give it a little second. That's all.
Fair enough. Last note I got here. I really didn't intend to mention it, but I feel like it's worth mentioning. The Cubs like quietly DFA'd Eric Hosmer. Like that
Real
really
sneaky.
really flew under the radar there.
Yeah. Maybe the Astros call him up.
That would make sense for some people because that guy is not very well liked in certain cities.
It's wild.
So if you're going to go somewhere, go to Houston.
I don't see it.
Like why he's not liked?
Yeah.
He's just like he has stiffed fans before and like he's just not really receptive to like he doesn't respond well to criticism or support. Like he kind of stiffs people. Like from what I understand, like he'll have a stretch where it's just not great and he'll hear about it from fans, and then when he finally turns it around, he's like, no, I don't want to hear it when like you're kind of like if you can't hang with me when I'm down, like I don't want to hear it when I'm back up or whatever, that kind of stuff. So like whatever.
That's tough. And was he even playing that bad this year?
It was not good. No.
Baseball reference hitting 234, 2 home runs. .610 OPS. Do they have? Good. I don't know. Do they have youth that they're trying to clear the way for? Or
I honestly couldn't say, but I would imagine that it was probably not a very difficult decision for the Cubs to cut ties.
If Gary Sanchez can find a new job, I'm sure Eric Hosmer can.
I guess. Teams need to, we talked about this recently. Teams need to be better about just cutting ties
quicker.
Like just bite the bullet, swallow your pride.
Yep.
Accept the fact that maybe you just made a mistake up front with certain contracts and just make your team better.
That's what bugs me the most is when I hear GMs coming out and they're like, we still believe in this guy. We still believe in this guy. No, you don't. No one does. No one does.
Face.
Yeah. Just admit that you've made a mistake. We're looking into other options. There's a little leftover Hicks emotion.
I see that.
Just lie to my face. And then all of a sudden he's gone. Stupid.
Yeah, we still believe in this guy. Wakes up to a text. He's been DFA'd. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You know what else makes sense is using SeatGeek.
These are just real, I hate to say it, half-assed performances on the ad read. The timing of it, I expect better from you. I think this is real deep in here to be dropping SeatGeek.
All right, let's rewind. Welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by SeatGeek. This is episode 357. I'll be your host, Kyle Cornyn. I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate, did you know that you can use SeatGeek for all your ticket needs? Are you looking for tickets? Do you have plans of friends? Yeah, because I'm sure people would love that right out of the gate.
Right out the chute.
I'm sure they would love that. Are you looking for tickets? Do you have plans of friends or family to make it to an upcoming game or concert, or even looking months ahead to nail down a date to get tickets where I saw it? With SeatGeek, you can find tickets to games, concert shows, and even theater performances with just a few easy clicks. We're making it even better for you if you're a first-time user of SeatGeek. Yes, theater performances. Next time you add some tickets to your cart, use our promo code 30TAKE. That's all caps. I don't think the caps matters. That's our social handle at checkout to save $20 instantly off your first purchase as a first-time user. It's all you got to do to save some of that.
Cold Cash, do you think DTD still works?
You asked me this. I don't know. I haven't tried it. Somebody else can try it if they like.
Do you ever get close to saying DTD when you're reading through that? No?
Never. No.
In my brain, that's the first thing I hear before 3-0 Take. It's weird.
We're past that.
It's a weird
I'm
thing.
past that. I moved past that probably a lot quicker since I'm the one reading it.
Remember your roots.
Oh,
yeah.
For sure. I mean, my roots will always be there as long as I keep my sign off the same.
That's fair.
Yeah. Enter promo code 3-0 Take.
Good connect that you have there.
Yeah, that's an actual connection. Enter promo code 3-0 Take at checkout. As always, check us out on YouTube. If you have missed the last few episodes and have...
If you want to see my hat...
Yeah.
That I made. I might
check
keep
us out
this
on
puppy
YouTube.
Around.
If you've missed the last few episodes and did not hear that we got the merch back up, go ahead and check out the link in the bio. The link is on all of our social platforms. You'll be able to see our merch there. You'll be able to see any of our gear. I know I've mentioned that before. If you want to check out, if you're interested, maybe starting your own baseball podcast, or you're just curious as to what gear we use, all of that gear is in the link in our bio on our social platforms, and yeah, it's all there for you. That's all I got.
Yeah. Good stuff. I think you checked all boxes. I think we did good today.
I'll do what I can.
Yeah, proud of you. Is that a new shirt, by the way?
It is. Got it last night.
I see the creases there. I like the new shirt creases every once in a while.
Well, I was excited. I could have ironed it, but I was excited to wear it. So there's a crease.
Who irons stuff anymore?
It's fine. Ironing's the worst.
I'm not doing it.
I know.
Throw in the dryer with an ice cube.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Works like a charm.
Yeah, I know. I kind of got away from my floral shirt Monday pattern there for a while, or routine, but
the button ups are still there. I can appreciate that.
The button ups still there. I'm a big button up on Monday guy. But that's all I got. Everybody have a great week. You can rejoice. Monday's basically over by the time you're hearing this. So have a great rest of your week. And I don't know what we'll do. Nate's going to be out of town this weekend. So
yeah,
we'll figure something out.
I'll shout him out. Shout him out, Colin B. My buddy getting married this weekend. So I'll be down in Florida partying it up. So, yeah, we'll figure something out. You may hear us. You may not. Either way, don't go chasing curveballs.
Love you all, and as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.